Hi friends, I hope you're having a lovely day today. Today I want to have a conversation with you about this. This is Humans of New York, and if you don't know what Humans of New York is, most people do, but that's okay if you don't. I'm here to help. Humans of New York is a project that was started by a guy named Brandon Stanton in 2010, and the premise of the project is that he would walk up to random people on the street, take their photo, have a conversation with them, share said photo and a snippet of said conversation to said internet. And since it began, it has become incredibly successful. This book has done quite well for him. And I want to talk about why Humans of New York has been so compelling to so many different people and why it has actually made it beyond the realm of where most photo projects go, which is outside of the photography community. So one huge reason why Humans of New York is what it is today is because of the stories themselves. This would be the first reason that anyone would think of. Stories are incredibly compelling to us on a very DNA, visceral type of level. And Brandon does this incredibly well. He walks up to people and sometimes has 2-hour-long conversations. He's a bit of a psychologist on the streets where he's pulling out these amazing things that people would not tell their friends, their closest relative, right?
I just look for people who are alone that I can talk to. You know? It's, I used to spend 8 hours a day just walking around the streets of New York looking for the most vibrant and unique and interesting people and then finding out a little bit about them. Now, I just look for the first 10 people I can find every day that are sitting alone, and I spend a long time with them. And I try to draw these extraordinary stories out of them. You know, I just basically follow my natural curiosity, and I think that's a big one. It's just like, I never censor myself. I never say, oh, ask that, but that might be rude. That might be embarrassing for the person. I just always well, if you weren't sure you were gonna, this is not you, but if I was talking with somebody in a poor neighborhood who had a child, and I guess the child kind of really young and, weighed down his life. So, did you consider about terminating the pregnancy? And then we those situations, those questions would be completely taboo at a cocktail party or among your friends, But it's just I never censor my questions because I'm afraid of somebody's reaction. And I think people always appreciate it because we're surrounded by people censoring their questions.
That's the initial appeal of Humans of New York. What he does is he then pairs this story with a photo that's very natural and very non-contrived. Sometimes he's taking photos of these people mid-conversation.
So I think the interesting angle on that is not really what makes it captivating. It's what makes it captivating in relation to all these other photos of people on social media. And the answer that I come to is that so much of social media is stage managed, because we're really kind of controlling our own presence on social media. So what you get is everybody's highlight reels. This is the version of me that I really want to portray. And everything's very stage managed. And if there's something that I kind of hold dear and I hope is true about Humans of New York, is that it's very unstage managed.
What this does is it activates my favorite function of photography, which is photography is an empathy machine. Because when you see a photo of somebody who looks like you or nothing like you, looks like somebody that if you saw them on the streets, you'd run away because you're scared they would stab you and steal your children. When you see under that a caption that says, my mom has cancer or I'm trying really hard to get a job and I'm it's not working out for me. We are empathetic to that, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a very beautiful thing. The final thing that I think is so that Humans of New York would not be where it is today if it was not for this final piece is Brandon is one of the hardest working photographers of all time. At one point, he was sharing 5 photos a day to the blog, which is insanity.
It's if you're following your dreams, if you're telling people that you're pursuing something and that's what you want to be, is that how you're spending all your time? Or you were sitting around playing video games all day and doing just enough
to claim it.
And I realize how many people in this city are doing that. How many musicians and photographers and people that I was meeting who told me they were doing this stuff, but that's not how they were spending their time.
His work ethic, the only person that has ever been able to succeed with their artistic genius on good vibes and positivity is Bob Ross.
Let's put some trunks in these trees.
The rest of us have to work very hard to make our creative genius shine into the world and change lives. He is a poster child for said hustle. And I think that's amazing. And Humans of New York, no doubt, would not be where it is today if it was not for that. So, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If there's anything that there are obviously other smaller elements, and I would love to hear what you think about those smaller elements or the bigger elements. Please comment below. I would love to engage with you. And like the video if you liked it. And if you want to buy this book, below, he has this book and he also has another newer book. If you want to buy it, I have affiliate links below. Please click them, give me money, and I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.